Hello, welcome back to my channel. I want to thank you all for following me, for commenting, for sharing my videos, for joining me. Today, the topic is living in the new era and beyond. This is actually a short message that my guides want me to share with you and to remind you that things are changing for the better, of course. If you watch my last two videos, then you know that great things are coming. And in the meantime, until this all unfolds, I'm here to remind you that you are very powerful. You can create anything you want, anything you need. And to start practicing your powers by healing yourself, by attracting money, by getting the things that you need, and releasing fear. Now, we have been raised on a fear-based planet. It wasn't our destiny, excuse me. It just was. And you know, it's all going away, and I don't want to focus on the negative. It's to remind you that you don't need to go outside of yourself to receive what you need. You need health. You can ask, depending on your situation, you can ask your higher self to guide you. Just say, I need help with my stomach or with whatever, and just tell them to send you somebody. And then let it go, because they will, when the time is right, when they find that person, you will know that someone will show up in your life with information that you were looking for. And really, that's the way to go about it, by utilizing your higher self. Because your higher self is your multidimensional self. Your higher self is, I don't know, is the higher part of you. Look, everyone learns differently, everybody heals differently, everybody takes certain vitamins, minerals, and stuff that's good for them. We're all unique and individuals. So it's interesting how everyone knows that, but yet the medical field, let's say, is mass medical. Now they want to heal everybody exactly the same, and it doesn't work that way. Or school, you go to school and everybody has to all of a sudden is the same, and then you learn the way they think you should learn, when we all learn differently. So this is my point, is realizing that you have your own power, that you trust yourself. It's not about fear of trusting other people, it's about trusting yourself, because you get information from your higher self, whether or not what you heard or what you see or what you read is your truth. So you always want to find out what is your truth. Maybe what I'm saying right now isn't your truth. Maybe you don't understand it right now. Maybe it's not time for you to know this. Maybe you need to learn something else. Maybe you need to struggle more. It's not up to me or other people to tell you how they think you should be, or how they think you should dress, or how they think you should do anything. Other people who come into your life and try to bully you or tell you what you need to do or how you need to act are judging you. And there's two reasons. People judge you because they're really judging themselves. People try to control you because they're not in control of themselves. So what do? Well, you now know that anyone that was your friend who behaves that way is not your friend, is not anyone that you want to be with, be around with. So you release them and let it go. But you don't take it in where you start to feel bad about yourself. Because feeling bad about yourself, thinking negative thoughts, you just create more of it. So it's about remembering that you are powerful, and all the words and all your thoughts create your reality. So if you need healing, heal yourself. Ask your higher self anything else you can do. Any pills you should take. Should I even see the doctor? If you go to the doctor, should I take the medicine that they gave me? I mean, you don't want to just listen to anyone. You want to listen to yourself. You want to follow your higher self. That is your true guidance in your life. Is you are here to learn, to grow, to raise your vibration. So it's time to go within. And you can release going outside of yourself for fun. I mean, it's okay to have fun, don't get me wrong. But some people don't know how to have fun by themselves. So if you can't enjoy your own self in your own company, then you don't love yourself. And that's important. To make it in this world now, in your future, today, is to love yourself. When you love yourself, then nobody else can harm you. Nobody else will even try to control you, because you won't attract those people to you. Because you attract people who challenge you to show you what you need to change about yourself. Everything stems from you. It always comes back to yourself. So we don't get mad. We don't get revengeful. Because if you do, you're just creating karma for yourself. You don't harm other people ever. You only hurt yourself. It's all about you. So you love yourself. You trust yourself. You trust your higher self. You release control. And you follow your guidance. And if you don't know, you ask your higher self. You ask your guides. You ask your angels. And you give them details, what you want, so they can find it for you and deliver it to you. And then you're open to receive. These things are easy. It's not difficult. What you all fear is fear itself. You just release the fear. It's also about releasing expectations. We are made to have expectations, and all expectations do is set you up for failure, set you up for disappointment. So other people aren't on this planet to make you happy, to do these things for you. You are here to learn for yourself. You are here to grow your soul. And you can release the fears. They're all false evidence anyway. They just seem real because if you fear something, you believe it, you create it, you draw it to yourself, and then you tell yourself it's real. But you can change that. You can change everything. You can heal yourself instantly. You can do all these things. And a lot of you still fear death. And death isn't anything to fear because how many times have you left and come back? You don't remember. But to be honest with you, you are a sum total of all your lives, not just this one. So some of your personality traits are not even the same as your brothers or your sisters or even your twin, because you would think that if you were born pretty close in time that you would be the same, and you're not the same. You're still an individual. You still have times, or you're still a sum total of all your other lives, is what I'm trying to say. I was trying to say it differently, but I can't even think of a different way to say it. So really, I'm just reminding you that you're powerful. That don't allow other people to harm you or hurt you or upset you. Just walk away. Because anybody who attacks you like that, verbally, any way whatsoever, has nothing to do with you. So when you love yourself, you can take it. When you don't love yourself, you get sad, you get depressed, you get lonely, you get confused, you get negative, you see. But when you love yourself, you just laugh. That person just doesn't love themselves, Has nothing to do with me. And you release it off of yourself, put it back, it goes back to them, you see. And this is what you want to remember. This is how you want to start living your life. Now, I did my last 2 videos on the ascension. And to remind you, there's a whole bunch of people who don't know anything about this. And there's a whole bunch of people who are not aware of what's coming. And, it's not your responsibility to remind them, but you can help them only after you help yourself. So, you're not gonna die or leave the planet unless your contract is up. So I just want to remind you a story that I told, I think, a year ago. That there was a friend of mine who was with his family at the beach. His sister and her boyfriend were out in a boat. Dad was doing the barbecuing, and my friend was tanning himself on the beach until, it was time to eat. Dad said, it's time to eat. I'm going to go get your brother, your sister, whatever, and bring them back to shore. And my friend said, no, I'll do it. This is a perfect example of you only leave the planet when it's your time, so there is nothing to fear. This person didn't take a boat, decided to swim, without realizing that the water was too cold to swim in. Halfway in his swim, he got hypothermia. His whole body got paralyzed. He couldn't move. He just sunk underneath the water, and he was going to drown and die, right? If it was his time, that's how it would happen. And then you just know that was his time. That was how he chose to leave the planet before he came here. But it wasn't his time. So as he was going under the water without, being completely paralyzed, what is your outcome? Drowning and death, or transition, however you want to call it. But that's not what happened. What happened? A voice said, it's not your time yet, and threw him like a foot from the boat. And then there he was, and then his sister and her boyfriend were able to bring him on the boat, take him back to shore, and he was fine. I'm bringing that up to remind you that there's nothing to fear, because you all have a contract when you come and when you leave. So forget about fearing death and dying and being shot and murdered and all that garbage that they've planted into your head. I also want to bring up a situation where all I do is do my videos according to my guides that they think that you all need to hear. But you still ask yourself if it's your truth. With whatever you do, you ask your higher self. It's time to form a relationship with you and your higher self only. If you need to know something, ask your higher self. If you need to go to the doctor, ask your higher self. If someone comes up with some new modality that could possibly cure something that nobody else can cure, ask your higher self. Your higher self is all-knowing. And your higher self only knows what's best for your body. Now, what's best for my body might not be best for your body. So I'm not going to tell you what you should do for your body. That's between you and your higher self. It's like there's a gazillion diets on the market. And in the past, I did the keto diet years ago, where there are people who lose weight from the keto diet. Good for them. I didn't lose a pound. In fact, I gained 10 pounds on it. So you see, it wasn't for my body. If I knew about my higher self back then, I would have asked and never even done it. And this is my point. You don't need to stress about anything. You don't need to worry about anything. What do you need to do? You need to think positively. You need to understand that you can create whatever you want by your thoughts, so they have to be positive. You can heal yourself. Your mind is that powerful. You can make yourself sick. You can make yourself well. Of course, there are illnesses out there that you might need guidance with, and then you ask your higher self. That's what you do. Now, I help a lot of people and I guide a lot of people, and then other people have these expectations of me. And that's the other thing you need to do, is release expectations. Because if you have an expectation that I'm going to do something for you and I don't, then you get mad. You get mad at me. And this happened yesterday. One of my Facebook friends was pleading, begging me to give him money. He just assumed that I would. And when I didn't, I don't have the money to give this person, to even lend this person money. And instead of accepting it, he attacked me verbally. And all it does is show me that this person has yet to understand, to trust himself, to learn, to know his own powers, to know that he can get his own guidance, his finances and everything through asking the universe. Your money doesn't need to come only from your work. God is the supply of your money. He's the source, and it can come in any form, in any way. It could come in the mail. It could come from some other person. It could come from a bank. You just don't know, and it doesn't matter. The point is that in the new era from now on, you realize your powers. You trust yourself. You communicate with your higher self when you have issues and problems. You know you can heal yourself. And then you ask your higher self and your guides for what you need. And when you have issues, you can use spiritual tools to help you. I did a video on it. To be honest, I can't find that video. If I can't find it again, I might just do another one on it. But you are here to learn, to grow. So it's kind of like you don't go to school and then tell everybody else how to learn, or give people the answer to the test because they didn't take the time to study. That's not your responsibility. It's not your responsibility to do all these things for other people. The responsibility is for yourself. To love yourself, to learn, to grow, to heal yourself, to know your powers. And then you won't attract anything negative no negative people, no negative circumstances, no ill will to yourself. That's how you get on in the world. So I'm just going to go through here and see. If you believe that it was possible, it's your belief that makes it so. It's like this. Think about something in your life that is really easy. Now, for some people, having money is easy, but having a relationship is not easy. So let's just use that example, because I don't want to sit here and think about all these things that might not be easy for you. So let's just go with money and relationships. That's easy. So if you are a person who money comes easy, but I'm using this as an example, so whatever is easy for you, it's the same situation. When things come easy, do you stress about it? Do you worry about it? Do you fear? No, you don't do any of that. You go, wow, I can get a job so easily. I always get a job easily. I don't even worry about it. Well, you know what? I want a new job, and I'm going to go search for one, and I'm going to let it go because I know that I can do it, and I don't put time in it. I don't put energy into it. I don't add fear to it. I don't do any of that stuff because I know that I can have it, because I always have. That's what you want to remember. Now, the thing that you can't get easily, what do? You say negative things. It's so hard for me to have a relationship. Every man that I attract is an asshole, or he's a user, or, men are just not awake. And do you see what I'm saying now is negative? Oh, it's so hard for me to get a relationship. Then it will be. All the men are liars and cheaters. Then if I do find a man, I'll find a man that's going to lie and cheat on me because this is what I believe. Or it might be something that you're not even aware of. Like you're really insecure, but you don't see yourself as being insecure. So you attract insecure people into your life. And then you're challenged by those people, and then you get mad at those people. But what you're supposed to do, what you should do, what you need to do is step back and go, oh, thank you for coming into my life and showing me what I need to change about myself. You see, you're always guided, you're always protected. And you can harm yourself all you want. You're still going to be guided and protected. You just make it more harder for yourself. So I'm trying to make it easy. That's all I'm trying to do. Is make it easier for you. That you don't have to search outside of yourself for anything. I mean, there are times when you could sit in your house and you could say, man, I have no money to buy a couch. And I've seen this happen. Excuse me. I don't have any money and I need a couch. I need something to sit on. And lo and behold, that thought went out to the universe. That there is a person who picked up that thought because we're only energy. Now that person has a couch he wants to get rid of, but he doesn't want to sell it. He doesn't want to deal with it. He doesn't really want to give it away. So he's going to drive down a neighborhood. He's probably going to drive right by your house, and he's going to be drawn to your home. And then lo and behold, he's going to stop. He's going to dump his couch on your lawn, and he's going to take off. Because that's happened before. And that happens all the time. You're just not aware of it. And it's like, oh my God, I go walk out my door and here's a couch sitting on my lawn. It's just what I needed. That's how it works. So you ask and you will receive. I mean, you could receive that way. You could receive in a million ways, but you will receive as long as you're a vibrational match. And how you become a vibrational match? You stay positive. You focus on self-love. You don't look around at other people and start judging others or trying to control others, because hopefully you're at a point to know that if I need to control you, then I'm not in control of myself. And that's where you want to be. There's new things coming about. There's a massive change coming about. Realize there's a million people who don't even know about this change. There's millions of people who are going to go crazy over this. They're not going to know what to do. But I want to remind you again, right now, focus on self-love. Focus on your powers. Know you're powerful. Know you can have whatever you want. Know you can manifest whatever you want. And know that it'll come when it's the right time. And always ask your higher self, is this my truth? Is this right for me? Is this the best thing for me to do? Is this the best place for me to travel? That's what you do. And you don't have to do any of this, but it's just a matter of you can do all of this. Do what you want. But if you want to make your life easier, love yourself. That's the biggest healing there is to love yourself. You know how they say stress makes you ill? Well, when you're a child, you could stress all you want, and you're so young that your body, isn't used to the stress or hasn't had a lot of stress, so it pretty much bounces right back. But if you've stressed and stressed and stressed and stressed all your life, and then you get to be a certain age when they say, oh, you're older and things get worse for you, that's because all the stress that you did when you were younger is now showing up in your life as you're older, because now your body's tired of it. And now it's affecting you because it's been in your body for all those years. So it has nothing really to do with aging, because aging isn't real. None of this stuff is a reality. So there are good things coming. There's good things happening. And ignore the people that try to control you. Ignore the people that abuse you and attack you and verbally abuse you. Just ignore those people. They're desperate. They're living in major amounts of fear, and they don't love themselves. And it has nothing to do with you. So I think I covered everything. Let me check. Yes, I'll go back. You have the power. You can heal yourself. You can create good and bad all by yourself. You do it. If you need to know something, ask your higher self. If all of these things is just a reminder of what you want to start learning, practicing, and doing. Remember, it takes practice. So do not beat yourself up when you go back to your old ways. As long as you remember or are reminded that that's what you're doing, you just stop it. I'm not putting this out into the universe. I take it back. So you don't create it. And that's what you need to do. You need to spend time alone, loving yourself, and not always going outside of yourself for your fun. I mean, it's good to have fun, of course, but don't only just look outside of yourself for your fun and then have an expectation and then get upset that it didn't work out the way you expected it to. You see, I don't know if I had brought this up, but you want to release all expectations of any kind. That's not part of reality. Expecting anything is not reality. Death is not reality. Illness is not reality. Aging is not reality. Fear is not reality. Those are not reality. So get rid of all of it. Live in happiness, live in love, live in peace, live in joy. Live a blissful life. And then when the change happens, you can prance around in rainbows and waterfalls and I don't know, whatever else is coming. So that's my message. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned from it. I hope you start to practice. Just remember, do what feels right for you and not what others tell you. Have a blessed day.